Hey guys, so today we're here and we're going to teach Jessica, our lovely model, how to do a back squat. We're going to have a couple of angles you'll see in the video, and basically what you want to do is be able to use this video as a reference point to be able to follow through this video and be able to refine your own technique with your own back squat. So watch along. And you should be able to ingrain some of this stuff into how you do your own back squat. So a good place to start is by trying a bodyweight squat, and the main thing we want to work out with our bodyweight squat is what kind of stance works best for us. Typically it's going to be with our feet. We're going to have our feet slightly wider than our shoulder width with our toes pointing slightly out. So Jess, just do a bodyweight squat for 3 reps. And I want you to really feel what stance feels best for you. Some keys with our bodyweight, so take it away Jess, 3 reps. Some keys with a squat is we want to be able to get our hips to the same height as our knees, so our femur bone is parallel to the floor. We also want to be able to obviously maintain a neutral spine. And yeah, so you'll be able to see in this video, nice neutral spine. Hips are just below knees and femurs getting parallel to the floor. Cool, and that looks pretty good. So that stance is quite good for Jess. However, you can fiddle around with your feet positioning to find out what's the best fit for you. So next we're gonna add the bar in. So first thing Jess wants to do with the bar is obviously when we're lifting a load, when we're adding a load to an exercise, we're doing strength training, so we're doing resistance training, we're adding resistance. What a really key thing to be able to do, and especially if we're focusing on getting really strong, is to learn to get really tight. So first thing we're going to teach Jess to do is to really get the bar tight on her upper back and create a shelf on her traps where the bar can sit comfortably and be really, really locked in solidly. So she's going to go, with your hand width. Again, this is going to be about finding what's right for you. This width here is going to be quite good for Jess. So let's go underneath. Cool. So what we want to do is really pull our shoulder blades back and down. And pulling them back is going to pull our shoulder blades sort of away from our spine and build this muscle up here so that we've got a muscle shelf to sit the bar on. If our shoulders were forward, the bar would be sitting directly on our spine, and this is not going to feel good. This is not going to feel strong. It's probably going to cause pain, and it's not going to be a very good shelf to be able to lift the bar from. So let's go under again, Jess. And with our hand width, so we obviously want to make sure our hands are nice and even. So come back under this side. Come back under here. So see your hands. You want to make sure, yep, they're nice and even based on where it goes smooth to rough. So that looks good. Go under and you want to squeeze back and down and really create a big shelf with your traps. Yep, to sit the bar on. So squeezing really tight, gripping onto the bar really tight and making your knuckles go white. So all you're going to do now is 3 reps, and what you want to do is focus on keeping that upper back really tight and gripping on with your hands really tight as well. Great. 1, 2 more. 2, yep, keeping that back really tight. And a really tight grip. 3, cool. Great, you can rack the bar. Awesome, so that'll be step 1 and number 1 is getting a really tight upper back. So that looks really good. Next thing we want to do is we want to incorporate a brace as well. So you want to keep doing that tightness through your upper back and the really tight grip, that's awesome. Next thing we want to integrate is breathing and bracing. So you would have probably gone through my breathing and bracing module. That's what you really want to integrate here. So how are we going to do that? And the biggest key here is being able to maintain a good shape through our spine, so we're not moving and arching and this sort of stuff. We're maintaining a really rigid alignment between our rib cage and our pelvis through the whole squat. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to take a deep breath in to our diaphragm, so we're not lifting our shoulders up, we're not expanding our chest so much. It's going to be a deep breath in to our belly. Good way to do this, actually, is to get a band. Oops. get a band and even put this around your stomach. Tie this around your stomach. And then you'll have a reference point to breathe into. So when you brace, what you want to do, Jess, is take a deep breath into your belly. So you breathed into your chest. We want to focus on expanding against this band. That's it. Now hold your breath. So we'll take a couple of deep breaths. Let's go 3 deep breaths. Without bracing, just breathing at the moment. So deep breath in your belly and out. Expand this and out. Cool. 2 more. Great. And 1 more. Cool. So now when you squat, you're going to take a deep breath in at the top, expand your belly how you did then, but then you're going to brace as hard as you can. And there's a bit of a difference as I go through that breathing and bracing video between bracing and hollowing. So when we're bracing, we want to really imagine someone's going to punch us in the stomach, and we want to flex everything through this section as hard as we possibly can. So we're not sucking our belly button into our spine. We're not doing any of this draw your belly button into your spine or any of this kind of Pilates breathing or intra-abdominal pelvic floor work. This is, we want to get our 6-pack, our internal, our external obliques, our lumbar rectors, all our big external strong muscles. These are the ones we want to engage when we brace. Okay, so now we're going to have a quick practice, Jess. So what you're going to do is take a deep breath into your belly and expand this band that's around your belly. And then you're going to hold your breath and tense as if I was going to punch you in the stomach. So everything should go really, really tight and rigid. You should be able to feel those bigger muscles contracting. So deep breath into your belly. Perfect. Hold it. Tense hard as you can. Great. And relax. Cool. Let's go again. Deep breath in. Hold. Tense. Great. Cool. And we can test how tight that is by challenging it in different directions as well. So that's looking pretty good. So now what you're going to do is you're going to integrate that into your squat. So you keep that tightness in your upper back. At the top, you take your deep breath into your belly. Tense, hold, keeping that tightness in your back. Down, up, and you go. Hold, down, up. Hold, down, up. All right, so we're going to do 3 reps like that. Take it away. Nice. All right, you held your breath for 2 reps there, but that was good. That was really good. So how did that feel? You feel tight, like really tense through, feel stronger? Yep, cool. So that was really great, and you actually haven't done that well previously to now, before, have you? So that's really cool for you to now learn that and integrate that into your training. So deep breath in here, brace. So now we're bracing. We've got a tight upper back, and we're starting to look pretty good. That looked quite good. The next thing we want to integrate is we're going to keep doing that, and honestly, with each of these layers that you add onto this, if you don't have a band, by the way, you don't have to have one. It's just gives you a little bit of external feedback, but you can obviously, just feel and really get in tune with that. But it might take a couple of times to really be able to feel that and get it right. So that looks really good. Next thing we want to do is we want to create a bit of outward tension through our legs into the floor. So it doesn't mean we're going to move our feet out really wide or anything like this. It doesn't mean we're going to lose our feet position. We want to be gripping our feet onto the floor quite tight and almost externally rotating our feet into the floor as if there was a couple of control panel knobs under our feet, and we want to rotate them out. So we tighten our back. We're taking our deep breath, holding, bracing really hard. From there, as we go down, we want to push our knees out, and imagine you're standing on a piece of newspaper. You want to tear it in half, and you want to keep that outward tension through your legs the whole time. So on the way down, outward tension, on the way up, outward tension, keeping them out. So we don't want, this sort of stuff happening. We want to keep that outward tension through our legs. So does that make sense, Jess? Cool, so let's try 3 reps now. The tightness in your back's looking great. The breathing and the bracing is looking really good too. Keep doing those. And now we're just going to imagine we're standing on a piece of newspaper and we want to tear it in half. Cool. Nice. Let your breath out, back in. Cool. How's that feeling? It's looking pretty good. It's looking really good actually. So that's the best I've ever seen you squat. And how does that feel now? Better. Cool. The keys are she's got a really tight upper back. She's creating tension through her whole body now. She's got tightness here, really tight grip. She's really tight through her core and she's tight through her lower body as well. So one other thing that you want to really integrate into this, like those are the main things, but one other thing, and with any movement, you always want to think, what is my, say, start of the movement, the end of the movement, and the start of the movement? Because all you're doing is you're getting really familiar with that start position, really familiar with that bottom position, and then really familiar with that start position again. You just want to go from here to here to here to here and just be able to replicate the same repetition every time. So this is going to take practice as well. This is, the more times you do something, the more efficient you become at it. But let's just do another set of 3. And it's looking quite good now. So keep doing what you're doing with all that tightness. Let's just do another set of 3 and let's just see if we can do the same reps every time. Nice. All right, yep, you can rack it in. Cool, that's looking really good. When we set up for a back squat, we want to ensure we get the bar height right. So obviously we can adjust height here with these ones, and we want it to be, we don't want to have to start down here and lift all the way off and then unrack it, do our squats and then have to drop it all the way down or anything like that. We want it to just be a really small lift off, step back, walk in till it hits, and then be able to just drop straight back down into the rack. So just going to quickly practice that. And the height, this height here looks pretty good for Jess. It's pretty much aligned with her clavicle. So that tends to be a pretty good height if it's aligned with your practice. I mean, this could potentially go a little bit higher for Jess, but we'll keep this here. So Jess, just want you to unrack the bar, step back, and then re-rack the bar, just so we can show how you do this. So feet, in a squat position, we're just going to be slightly down, really tight back. Just don't unrack it yet. So really tight back. We also want to do a bit of a brace. This can almost be treated as a first rep. So it's like breath in, brace, tight back, up. Then we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, and hopefully we can find our good foot position with 3 steps. Cool, and then Jess would do her squats. You don't have to do any now, but and then she's going to re-rack. And when she re-racks, she should just be able to walk straight in until it hits. No. Step back. So when she's going to re-rack, she should be able to just walk straight in until it hits. Straight. Keep going. Walk, and then drop down. Cool. So that was a little bit high for Jess. She probably could have had an extra inch higher. So she could just walk through confidently, hit, drop. And then that's how we unrack and re-rack the bar. Cool, so that is a bit of a tutorial on how to do a barbell back squat. You can obviously integrate all of those principles in any kind of squatting that you're doing. But yeah, so keys are going to be getting a really tight upper back, really learning to brace and breathe properly within your squat and maintain that tension through your midsection, intra-abdominal pressure and alignment of your pelvis and your rib cage throughout the descent and the ascent. And then also being able to really create tension through your lower body and keep that outward pressure through the floor where your knees drive out and you stay really consistent with that. Obviously then it's just getting really familiar with the top position, really familiar with the bottom position, and just being able to go top position, bottom position, top position, bottom position, and keep the exact same rep every time. So I hope you've enjoyed this, hope you've gotten a lot out of this. If you have any questions, of course, send me a message and I'll be happy to help.